morning guys, how are you doing today? I'm sorry for being late this morning, things were a little bit crazy, electricity went off and all that sort of stuff, you know, this is Libya. Anyway, okay, so we're going to carry on a little bit and look at, well in a minute, we're going to carry on and look at inverse proportions, which are on page 234 in your books, okay? But before we do that, I just wanted to try and recap a little bit because some people seem to be having a few problems yesterday. Okay, so we've looked so far, we've looked at direct proportions, okay? Okay, direct proportions are when, for example, you go into a petrol station. We had this example in the book yesterday. If you buy 5 litres of fuel and it costs, I don't know, in Libya I know it's very cheap, but in England it isn't, okay? So you have 5 litres of fuel and, for example, it costs £10 the cost, okay? So direct proportion talks about if we have 5 litres of fuel and it costs £10. If we have 10 litres, again we talked about this is similar to using equivalent fractions. 5 litres of fuel costs £10. 10 litres we times the top, if you like, the top by 2, so we have to times this by 2 as well. So that's going to cost £20. Okay? Yeah? And then we looked at how do we write this down in an algebraic equation. Okay, an algebraic equation, sorry, let me move my camera down a little bit so you can see the board better. An algebraic equation then for that would be 5x, this we count as being x, and this we count as being y, okay? So we have x equals something times by y, okay? Now in this case, so again, we can put this into the equations to work out what this is here. We can say in this one, 5 equals x times by 10. Okay? So in this case, we've got 5 equals 2 times 10. So in this case, the value here is equal to 2. Now I've got another video from a different person to show you, okay? And just to try and explain some of the words that they use. Here they describe direct proportions as being a little sign like this, which is called proportion, okay? Alright? And this number here is described as a constant or k. Alright? So, for their working out, and I'll do it here so you can still see it on the board here, direct proportions always have x is equal to ky, or again, as they seem to write it sometimes, x is proportional to ky. Okay? So that's what we talked about direct proportions. And the other thing that we said to remember with direct proportions is that when we put the things onto a graph, the points are always in a I can't do this backwards. They're always in a straight line, and they always pass through the origin. That's the point 0, 0. Okay? So with a direct proportion, the graph is, if you put the points on a graph, they're always in a straight line and they always pass through the origin. Okay, I hope that's clear for direct proportion. Now we're going to carry on a little bit. And this is explained in the book, but I'll try and explain it on the board as well here. Okay? We're now going to go on to look at inverse proportion. Okay? Now then, the example here that people give, okay, and it's the example that's in the other video, so I'll try and use it again here, okay? If we have 4 people paint a fence, yeah, and it takes them I don't know, 8 hours. So 4 people paint a fence and it takes them 8 hours. Okay. What happens if we have 6 people paint the fence? Now then, okay, what's the difference between direct proportion and inverse proportion? Well, direct proportion, you see that the K, the constant that we talked about there, is always either multiplied or divided. Okay? So it goes up or down at the same thing, at the same rate. But here, we've got something different. If 4 people paint the fence in 8 hours, the number of people here has increased. But if you think about it, and it makes sense, it doesn't, it doesn't require lots of maths to think this out, okay? If you have 4 people do the fence in 8 hours, how long is it going to take them 6 people to do it? Here, the time here is not going to increase, the time is going to decrease. So it's not the same as direct proportions. Okay? Get that? It's the difference between direct proportions and inverse proportions. Here, one of the factors is going to go up, and the other factor is going to go down. Alright? So let's go back to our problem at the top here, okay? So, we've got 4 people, it takes them 8 hours. Now, if we want to write this down algebraically again, I'm not sure how we get to in the book here, I'm doing this from the top of my head. Okay, let's do it like this, okay? Let's do it in the table, okay? So we've got 4 people, takes them 8 hours, okay? We've got 6 people here, how long is it going to take them? Okay, so we have to look at what do we do here to get 6? And I haven't chosen nice numbers here, I'm sorry. And then we have to do the well, we don't do the same, okay? So what we times by at the top, we divide by at the bottom. Alright? So we've gone from 4 to 6 at the top. So what's that? Well, 4 into 6 is a half multiplied by 3, so it's 3 halves, yes? So we time this by 3 over 2, right? In order to get 6. Is that right? 4 times 12, yeah, that's right, okay. Yeah? So here, we're going to divide by 3 over 2. Okay? Let's do that in a different way. Instead of saying 3 over 2, we'll do it by 1.5. Okay, that's easier. Okay, so 4 times by 1.5 equals 6. 8 divided by 1.5 this time. Okay? Yeah? And that's going to work out, that will give us the total hours that it will take 6 people. Okay, sorry, I had to do something then. So, we got 4 times 1.5 equals 6. I should have made these numbers better, I'm sorry. 8 divided by 1.6 here. We've got 5 a third. So 6 people will paint the same fence in 5 1/3 hours. Or if you like, 5 hours and 20 minutes. Okay? I hope you got that. I say there's more explanations and things in the book, and I'm going to put another video on to try and explain things, although the video does use those other symbols that I talked about, okay, and the proportion and the constants and stuff. Now then, okay, how do we write this down in an algebraic way? Okay? How do we write this in an algebraic way? Okay, instead of multiplying now, we've got, this is our x value, and this is our y value. Here we've got x equals y equals 1 something over x. And here we've got another value, we'll call it k again, so that it goes with the other one. So here we've got y equals k over x. So to write that down, try and write this down in that equation here. If we put in our numbers again, we've got y here equals 8 equals y equals k over 4. Okay? Okay, sorry. So I just moved my camera and my board a little bit. Okay, so we ended up with, we do this in the red, I think it's clearer. Y equals k over 4. Okay, so to work out what k is here, we times both by 4. So we times that, I hope you understand this. So we times that by 4, that cancels that out, and we times this by 4. So therefore, k equals 32. Okay? So the constant here is 32. So our formula here is y equals 32 divided by x. So in this case, if we put the numbers in that we've got here, we've got the y, we've got 6 people now. Yeah? So we've got 6. No, sorry, we've got 6 people here, okay? So we've got y equals 32 divided by 6. And the answer comes out to the same here, 5.333 recurring, which is the same as 5 hours and 20 minutes. Now it's a little bit complicated, I know, okay? But I hope that gives you enough that we can start trying to work out the answers that are in the book here. I'm sorry, my time has been very limited today because of the power cut and everything like that. I'll try and, well, I don't know how I can be more prepared, but anyway, we'll see how we go. If you have any questions, I'm here to try and answer the questions. Notice the difference now. On the bottom of page 235, it shows a graph of an inverse proportion. Okay? Big thing, inverse proportions now. Inverse proportions are not in a straight line. Okay? They go in a curve like the one that's at the bottom of page 235. Alright? Okay. We'll see how we go from there. I'm sorry, you might need to look at the other video as well, which will explain things in a bit more detail. But we'll see how we go. Okay, thanks very much.